Welcome to DRM News Global. Today, we're really unpacking the latest on Pete Davidson and Elsie Hewitt.
That's right.
We're looking at reports from places like People, TMZ, trying to get a clear picture.
And the big headline, the main thing everyone's talking about.
Yeah, it looks like they've moved in together,
Yeah,
which, feels like a pretty big step for them.
absolutely. It's striking, especially given, well, Pete's history with very public relationships. Moving in feels significant this time around.
It really does. I mean, it wasn't that long ago, right? March was when they made it Instagram official.
Exactly, March.
Right.
And things seem to progress steadily from there. You had those pictures from Florida, Palm Beach.
Oh, yeah, the PDA photos. That pretty much confirmed the dating rumors were true.
And Elsie herself shared bits and pieces, didn't she? Like that Instagram video.
Or bathrobe video, yeah. Felt pretty intimate, like they were comfortable.
And then, more recently, that trip to Scotland for Dave Navarro's wedding.
Right, she posted photos, that video of him kissing her forehead. It really solidified things publicly. They looked very much like a couple.
So all that leads up to this latest news, the move-in.
Yeah, People's sources are saying it was nearly 2 months after they went public.
2 months. It feels quick.
It does, right? Especially in, the celebrity world. And TMZ backs it up, living together now in New York.
And the setup is interesting, too. Apparently, they're not just in one place.
No, they're splitting time, it seems,
Oh,
between
yeah.
his house upstate
Right, the quieter spot.
and this brownstone they just started renting in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And there's a detail there, isn't there? From TMZ.
Yes. This is what really caught my eye. The rental agreement, it apparently includes an option to buy.
An option to buy. Wow. Okay, that adds another layer.
It totally does. It suggests more than just let's try living together. It hints at something more permanent, maybe.
Potentially, yeah. And the sources talking to both outlets, People and TMZ, they seem to agree on one thing.
That they're happy.
Extremely happy. So happy together and doing great. Very happy and in love. That's the consistent message coming through.
Which, you can't help but contrast with some of his past situations.
Definitely. I mean, Pete's dating life has been very public for years.
Madeline Klein just before this, right? That ended about 8 months prior.
And before that, gosh, Ariana Grande, the engagement. Then Kate Beckinsale, Margaret Qualley, Kaya Gerber.
Kim Kardashian, obviously huge news. Emily Ratajkowski, Chase Sui Wonders, it's a long list and very high profile.
A huge amount of media focus on his personal life.
And Elsie, she's had some public relationships too, though maybe not quite on that same level. Links to Jason Sudeikis, Benny Blanco.
And that situation with Ryan Phillippe, the lawsuit. So she's not entirely unfamiliar with the spotlight, just maybe a different intensity.
Right. Which makes you think about what Pete himself has said recently.
About fame and relationships. Yeah, that W Magazine interview back in December.
He said he felt like he got hit on the face with the Hollywood shovel. Pretty vivid image.
It is. And he said he's very happy now and really wants the focus to shift.
To his work, right, not just who he's dating.
Exactly. His comedy, his acting. He seems to genuinely want that separation.
I remember that Real One's podcast appearance in March 2023.
Oh, yeah, where he talked about the public obsession.
He basically said, look, dating 10 people in 12 years isn't that crazy, especially given his job. He seemed kind of baffled by the intensity of it all.
It highlights that constant push and pull, doesn't it, between being a public figure and wanting a private life.
Totally. And this is where Elsie might fit in differently, based on some reports.
What Page Six reported via TMZ, that she's seen as unlike anybody else he's ever dated.
Yeah, and specifically that she respects Pete and his desire for privacy.
That sounds potentially quite important for him right now.
Okay, so let's kind of dig into that. What could this move-in really mean, considering everything? His past, what he says he wants.
Well, it could signal a genuine attempt to build something more stable, maybe more private.
Like consciously choosing a different path this time.
Perhaps. The speed is one thing, but the reports of how happy they are, coupled with this idea that she respects his need for privacy, it feels different.
And that option to buy the Brooklyn place, that keeps sticking with me.
Me too. It's not just renting month to month. It suggests thinking ahead, planning, investing in a shared space. It implies a deeper level of commitment, potentially.
Does it maybe feel like he's trying to build that more normal life he seems to crave?
It could be. And the fact that Elsie isn't, quite the same level of global celebrity as some of his previous partners might play into that.
How so? You think that makes a difference?
I mean, it could. Maybe dating someone who isn't constantly navigating that same intense media glare allows for a different dynamic.
Yeah.
Perhaps a bit more grounded, less pressure.
A shared space away from the constant commentary, maybe.
Potentially, yeah. A relationship that's less about the public performance and more about the private connection. If she genuinely supports his desire for privacy, that could be a huge factor.
Okay, so let's wrap up this DRM News Global Deep Dive. The main takeaway: Pete Davidson, Elsie Hewitt, living together in New York.
Right. Splitting time between upstate and that Brooklyn brownstone.
A brownstone they might even buy together based on that option clause.
And this is all happening just a few months after they went public, which is notable.
Especially given Pete's history with very public, sometimes whirlwind romances, and his own words about wanting privacy.
He wants to be known for his work, his craft. Elsie reportedly respects that.
So here's the question to leave you with. Is this the start of a quieter chapter for Pete? Will this move, with someone seemingly supportive of his desire for privacy, actually allow him to step back from the relationship spotlight?
Or is the public fascination just too intense? Will it follow him regardless? It makes you think about how hard it is for celebrities to carve out that private space, doesn't it?
It really does. Something to definitely keep an eye on.